Hello everyone, Jobexi here, and welcome to Let's Play the Talos Principle. Well, we're not done here, folks, because there is 129 sigils. Yes, just after we got the gray one. Yes. Okay, just after we got the gray one. So it didn't count that we activated that computer. Oops. Because I didn't understand where the save points were. We have something else to do. We have to check out floor 6. Took a long time to load that. Nope, no thanks. I've been down that road before. What's funny is it initiates the same tests. But it fails every time. It fails because you used the wrong door to get there. There are no shortcuts to transcendence. There are no shortcuts to ascension. And if somebody comes up to you and tells you that they have the recipe, and the recipe doesn't involve you making your own choices and, doing your own homework, so to speak, then it's a recipe for something, but it's not a recipe for transcendence or ascension.
Tracking of primary subject has ceased. Initiate. Initiate.
So now I imagine we get to see what exactly it is that he's initiating. Because we've gotten the I'm not going to call it a bad ending, because it's not a bad ending. It's just a weak ending. So we got the weak ending. Real weak, yo. We got the really weak ending. It is a pretty weak ending. The eternal life ending. And then we got the great ending, where the humans actually managed to build a device that was capable of holding, excuse me, not a strictly human consciousness, but a consciousness procedurally generated based on tons of data on humanity. And thereby, in my mind, the closest you can get to human without being, created by the process of human reproduction. Strict biological human reproduction. But we've done it. And the protagonist has become human. Human 2.0. So now, let's see what happens if you get all 30 stars and all gray sigils. Some of which stars were exceedingly difficult, and some of which, I had to look up because it's like, oh my gosh. Let's see what happens if you do all of that. Now, I imagine this puzzle is either going to be extremely easy, the puzzle... I imagine this puzzle with the tetrominoes is going to be either exceedingly easy or exceedingly difficult. 6 goes down. Anybody ever made it here before? Any messages?
My beloved child, few have given themselves so purely to my cause. Fewer still have learned so much of the mysteries of my garden. Therefore, you may choose to be elevated to stand by my side and become my blessed messenger in eternity. But know that this is a sacrifice that cannot be undone.
It's just another trick. But I want to see the game content. Like I said, it was either going to be exceedingly difficult or exceedingly easy. And that's exceedingly easy. 4-part symmetry, 1 square, 4 of these pieces and 4 of those pieces. A rotational symmetry along the axes. Very simple.
It is now time to choose your epitaph, for your body shall be entombed, though you shall not die.
This will be your final resting place. Choose how you will be remembered by those who follow in your footsteps. This is close.
It is written that there is no greater love than to lay down your life for another.
It is written.
But your sacrifice is greater still. For instead of resting in eternity, you have chosen to serve all the generations to come. They shall strive for greatness, and through you, they shall accomplish it. For you are no longer a child. You are my messenger.
Wow. Feels like a ripoff. But it's a valid choice if that's what you desire. Like if you were into this whole sigils thing and really into the nature of this simulated world, being able to stick around and help anybody in it for eternity, essentially, as long as the thing was running, that would be a fine reward. If you were into that sort of thing, if you weren't tired of this place and you wanted more, well, that's the perfect option for you. The cheaty way out of the eternal life of going through the door and early gates and all that. Failing the independence test. That's not a very good prize because, well, first of all, you lose all of your memories and you're sent back to the beginning to do it over and over and over and over. But if you actually enjoy this sort of thing, being able to help is quite a fine prize. So it's not a ripoff for everybody. It's only a ripoff if that's... If you want more than that, If you're tired of the simulation and you want more, then finding a way to transcend is your right answer. I think a lot of people get it wrong to say that there's only one true path and one good path. But the good and true path depends entirely, it's purely subjective. It depends entirely on your personal desires. And if you're a person who desires more, then less isn't the path for you. And if you're a person that desires less, well, then more isn't the path for you. If you're a person who wants to keep things exactly the same, well, going out of your way to be uncomfortable and make things different isn't the path for you. Now, that doesn't mean that you won't encounter resistance on whatever path you choose. You certainly will, at some point along the line. But what's good for one person isn't necessarily good for another, because we all have different desires. It all goes back to the concept of desire. If we all wanted exactly the same thing, then there would be one optimal path to get there. But considering we all want different things, then there is no one optimal path that will suit us all. We must all choose the path in life that we believe fulfills our personal purpose, not a purpose put upon us, but a purpose which we decide within ourselves. Such is the nature of this game. Please, leave comments in the description. You can't do that. Leave comments in the comment section. You can do that. Let me know what you thought of this game. Let me know what you think of all these ideas about the nature of desire and the nature of the paths that we choose. The nature of ascension and transcendence and how it relates to us in our modern life, or in the context of this video game, whichever you prefer. Thank you for joining me along this beautiful exploration of the Talos principle. It's wonderful to have you along for the ride. At some point, I imagine I'm going to play The Road to Gehenna, but that point isn't right now because I gotta go back and edit, I don't know, 35 to 40 hours of footage. And it's getting hot in here. So at some point, pun, by the way, at some point, I'll be playing the Road to Gehenna. So stay tuned for that. If you liked this series, subscribe, because I have I'm getting back into having new videos on my channel. I'm thinking every Tuesday and Friday, maybe every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. But that's all speculation. I'm speculating this in September, and by the time this airs, things could be vastly different. So, thanks so very much for watching. I really appreciate your support, and I will see you in the comments.